clearly Iran's behind this. I think it's now time for us to consider with our friends in Israel to hit Iran's oil economy. If there's an escalation of this war, I am urging the Biden administration and the Israelis to jointly come up with a plan to destroy Iran's oil infrastructure. Without oil, they have no money. Without money, the terrorism loses its biggest benefactor.
Okay, perfect opportunity here for a little bit of 101 American Constitution lesson. The United States military does not exist so that whoever wants to use it can go and throw some missiles around here and blow this thing up and execute that foreign leader because we don't like them, because they did something we don't like. That's not what the U.S. Armed Forces is for. The U.S. Constitution says that only the American Congress has the ability, the authority to wage war. The only time the president can use his War Powers Act is if the United States has been directly attacked by an enemy, or if an attack is imminent on the United States, our allies, or our armed forces. That's it. It's not because in somebody else's war there were some Americans caught in the crossfire. It's not because, well, I think, and you heard Lynn there, there's no doubt in my mind. There should be a lot of doubt because he has no idea. He just knows what someone said. But because he heard that they were, we should now use military force and go in and destroy their civil infrastructure by which they get their revenue. And look, the Constitution doesn't give you the authority to do that. I don't care if Biden said, sure, Lindsey, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. He doesn't have the authority to do that unless Congress declares war. And certainly no one would do so under these circumstances. You can't do that. So that's not even an option. That's not, when you have these senior officials given that kind of suggestion, first of all, it's like they don't even know or care, and maybe they do know and just don't care what the actual Constitution that they claim to want to defend actually says. And they don't understand what the purpose of the armed forces is. And a part of that's understandable only because it's been so badly perverted and misused over the last several decades that now we just consider it as a common instrument of policy. If we can get what we want by talking, we'll get it. If we can't, then we'll use military force, because the issue is we get what we want. Not that we want to defend ourselves, but that we want to use force to just compel compliance with others, and we'll just kill them if they don't do what we want. I mean, that's a crude way to put it, but unfortunately, that's the reality what these men are suggesting. You got to call it what it is. That's what they're suggesting. We'll kill people if they don't do what we want to do so that we get the policy outcomes we prefer. That is immoral. It's unethical. It's un-American. It's un-American. We do not exist to go and compel people to do what we want just because we say so. We have a strong armed forces, and I am a strong advocate of a strong national defense. I served 21 years in the service. I fought in 4 combat deployments. I did not hesitate to engage in direct fire against our enemies, and I would not do so again if we were attacked in the future. But I did not join up into service to put my life on the line, or to join with any of my colleagues or other fellow service members to go and kill somebody else because you don't like them. That's not what we exist for. We risk our lives, and everybody in uniform today signed up voluntarily knowing that they could put their lives on the line in the defense of America, not in the pursuance of your policy objectives.